He's coming right over. Baby. Is the lens careful?
Section 20. North.
Hello, I'm Evan Hill, co-founder of Hill People Gear, and I'm here today to talk about our new Wildland Fire Pack, the Type 1 pack. Now, the story of this pack actually goes back all the way to the early 90s when I was an FNG on the Wyoming Hot Shots, and I was issued a jumper pack back in the days when they were made by Smoke Jumpers. At that time, I developed a love for the large belted lumbar pack as a good general purpose day pack. When my brother and I founded Hill People Gear in 2010, our time in the Forest Service, in his case, he was a 5-year veteran of trail crews and also wilderness ranger. Our time in the Forest Service definitely influenced the philosophy behind the company, behind the brand, that this is equipment. It's not recreational gear, it's equipment, and it's for professional users. Now, you know that you, as an end user, you know, you might be a day hiker, but if you want equipment that is reliable and efficient, that's what the brand has always been about. So early, before I even started Hill People Gear, I kept iterating that large belted lumbar pack. I sewed up several different versions. I used versions, my brother used versions, and one of the earliest packs that we came out with at Hill People Gear was the Umlindi pack, and that was our large belted lumbar pack. And that pack's been around for a long time now, and it's been used all over the world by professional users. The name comes from an anti-poaching unit in South Africa that adopted it. Search and rescue crews, teams use it. So the pack's been around for a long time. So fast forward to 2016, a few years after Hill People Gear got started, and we recruited Kevin McDowell. He's now our director of marketing. At the time, we recruited him as an operations manager, and we recruited him directly from the San Juan Hot Shots. And at the time, you know, he was issued a fire pack, of course, on that crew, but he owned one of our Umlindi packs, and he really wanted to use the Umlindi as a fire pack, and you know, rightfully so, because this was essentially my best take on the jumper pack I had used way back in the day. So every year, since Kevin started with the company, he's pushed me, pushed us to come out with a fire pack. And you know, the reason being because he knows that it's better than what's currently in use. And so finally we've done that with the Type 1 pack. And what this pack is, the heart of it, if you know the company, is the V2 Umlindi. And that's the main pack here. And it has, from a suspension standpoint, it has a plastic frame sheet with dual aluminum stays, and it's belt capable. Now the Type 1 pack comes with a belt, I'll get to that later. But that's the suspension side, and then our very comfortable floating yoke style harness. We use this on all of our packs, and it's one of our most popular suspension features from people who use our gear. Inside, you have one large main compartment, zippered top, number 10 zippers. There is a small top pocket, zippered top pocket. In addition, there is a rear pocket which is accessible from both the inside and the outside, and that's tall enough to put your fusees in, and it's covered so you can fly with your fusees in your pack. And so that's basically the Umlindi version 2, plus of course the wand pockets. We have large bellows wand pockets that expand to hold up to 2 Nalgene silos, but at the same time that pocket will collapse completely flat. We run good compression on our packs because that's one of the elements of good load carriage of a comfortable pack. So anyway, that's the Umlindi. So for the Type 1 pack, we took off the compression straps that come with the Umlindi V2, and we have the line pocket. This is a simple, full horseshoe zip opening pocket that you can store all your small items in. It also serves as a compression panel for this. So if you choose to carry tools, you could secure the tools behind this. You could even carry a chainsaw bar down, power head right here with the bar shooting out the bottom if you chose to do that. And like I said, it serves to compress the whole pack because you don't want a sad sack hanging back pack for comfort. And then we've added the fire shelter case on the bottom. This attaches, and one of the reasons I talk about these separate components, we've had a lot of requests from customers who already are trying to make do with an Umlindi on the fire line, and these items are available separately. If you want to add a fire shelter case to the Umlindi that you already have, you can do that. Same thing with line pocket. You can add that to an Umlindi you already have to replicate this setup. Now the fire shelter case, it's reversible as far as which side it opens on if you want either right hand or left hand access. And one thing that's very important about this, the way the line pocket, if you look at the strap system here, the fire shelter case is tied into the bottom of the line pocket. Top of the line pocket is tied into the frame. So if you don't want your fire shelter case riding down on your bottom, all you have to do is tighten this system, be it the adjustments here to raise the rear end or here to pull the whole thing up. So this is very effective at having a fire shelter case on the bottom that's not riding on your bottom. And the fire shelter case, on a side note, it actually has a lumbar flap so that you can pull the belt off of the pack and put it on the belt and have just a really lightweight setup, still have your fire shelter case with you. And then the belt is the next thing I need to mention. This is our Prairie belt. It's been around for a long time. Inside, it's adjustable. You can access the contents, and there's a layer of open cell foam and a layer of closed cell foam. And some people have better experience with both layers. Some people find it more comfortable pulling out the open cell. Some people just want to run the closed cell, but this is an extremely tough belt that encircles your pelvis really well. And with this pack, between the belt and the delta straps here and this shoulder harness, you can take most of the weight off of your shoulders. It really does ride well in your lumbar area, and the shoulder harness becomes just a balancer. So, you're bent over on a Pulaski all day long, you can get this thing adjusted so it's just riding on your lumbar and not pulling at your shoulders. So the Prairie belt, every one of these components, aside from the fire shelter case and the line pocket, has been around for years. It's already been vetted, it's already been field tested, and there's a lot of features on each one that you could do more research on. But for example, the Prairie belt, we were one of the first companies to start using the Cobra style ITW buckles. The reason we use those is because you can't break it by stomping on them with a boot. How many times have you set your pack on the ground, you accidentally step on your buckle that's on the ground, you crack it, now you don't have a waist belt. So there's details all over the place, but that's just an example of something that's really nice about the Prairie belt. Now, a word on the Prairie belt. The complete Type 1 pack system includes all of these things. It includes the Umlindi, it includes the line pocket, it includes the fire shelter, and it includes the Prairie belt. It ships by default with our 30 plus Prairie belt. Now the plus sizing basically is whatever that number is the smallest it will go. So the 30 plus will fit waist sizes that are 30 inches on up. In our lineup, we also have a 27 plus, a 33 plus, and a 36 plus. So it's possible to do a substitution, or if you're doing a crew order, do a mix of belt sizes. But like I said, it ships with a 30, which will get most people, but you'll be more comfortable with a larger belt if you can get away with one, because you get more hip encirclement, more pelvis encirclement. And also you pick up more PALS real estate. You can run a variety of pouches. We have water bottle holsters, we have general purpose pouches, but because this is the MALE standard, there's a whole bunch of other things that you could put on that. We carry, for example, the North American Rescue trauma kit, which we'd recommend every firefighter carry. That'll go right on this. So there's a variety of things you can do with that. So what does this whole setup weigh? This whole setup weighs 5.5 pounds empty. So it's, you know, for a day pack, some could consider it light, or would consider it heavy. For us, that's kind of the weight it needs to be reliable and comfortable and efficient. It's this setup here will easily carry, you know, you need to set a piss pump on top of this, you know, over your line gear. It's going to be about as comfortable as anything would be at that weight. So it'll definitely handle the weight. The construction, and this is important, all of our gear, the Type 1 pack included, is made in the U.S. out of U.S. materials at a facility that manufactures equipment for the military's Tier 1 units. So everything's made to a very high standard of quality in the U.S. out of U.S. materials, which is kind of a unique feature for wildland fire gear as well. So that's the Type 1 pack by Hill People Gear, a little bit of the story behind it. And be sure to watch some of our other videos about how to fit it and some other features like that.